Hello everyone, and welcome to my first mod tutorial for Advanced Genetics by Team DNA. The first thing you'd want to know is power generation. So the mod supplies its own block for power called the combustion generator. If you put a fuel type into the generator and then one of the machines next to it, it will supply that machine with power. You can also supply the machines with thermal expansion power and industrial craft 2 power. So the first thing you need to do is craft yourself a scraper. And a scraper is used to get skin scales, which ultimately end up in you getting the ability from a passive or hostile mob in the form of a gene. So once you find your mob, simply right click with the scraper in your hand. This will give you your skin scales. And the first block to use is the DNA analyzer. Put your skin scale in and it will process that into a cell and some organic drops. Now while that's processing, I'll tell you about these upgrades. The mod gives you two upgrades. One of them is the auto output upgrade and the other one is the overclocker. Now each machine can accept up to 16 overclockers, which increases speed dramatically, and it also increases the power draw, so be mindful of that when setting up automation. So I'm just going to give each machine the overclocker for now. You do that by right clicking on the machine. You can also get the upgrades back by breaking the machine. Okay, with that done, we now take our cell and organic drops. These are used in certain recipes and also for the process of antigenes, which I'll explain in a separate video. So the next thing to do is take your cell and stick it into the extractor, and this will give you an encrypted helix. With the helix you put it into a DNA decryptor, and this will give you a decrypted helix. As you can see there it says infinite milk, which is the cow's ability. There's also a chance to get just a basic gene. Certain mobs have different rarities and different difficulties until you can get their ability, so you might have to process quite a lot of cells until you get the ability that you're after. And also you have a chance to get both the ability of the mob and the basic gene. So once you've decrypted your helix, you need to put it into a DNA splitter and choose the gene that you wish to extract from the helix. So in this case it only has the infinite milk, so we select infinite milk. But if you have two genes on the helix, you can isolate either one of them. So we'll do the basic gene in this case. So once that process is complete, I've had it output into a chest here. As you can see, we have the infinite milk gene and the basic gene. Again, these basic genes are used in breeding your infinite milk or ability gene, which I'll explain in a separate video. So now I'm just going to apply these auto output upgrades. And I'll put one on the DNA splitter here just to show you. And I'm just going to break this pipe, which is powering the wooden pipe there. And we'll start the process. And it will rush through because it's outputting into an adjacent inventory. But it will always stop here and ask for which gene you wish to create, regardless of how many genes you've found within the helix. So I'm going to select basic gene here. And you'll see that it doesn't automatically output into the pipe, and I've tried this with the chest and it doesn't do the output to a chest either. So you can simply set up a pipe either from thermal expansion or buildcraft or another mod, and it'll output there. Now because when the helix gets to the splitter it always asks you, which will mess up any automation that you have in mind, they've added this block called the auto splitter. Now the auto splitter will always, let me see if I can get another one. it'll always select the basic gene from any helix. It will never select an ability. So let's see. Yeah, here we go. Look. So we've got infinite milk and basic gene. If I put that into the auto splitter, it will always give us a basic gene. So this is a good way to automate the creation of basic genes. So that's the first step in advanced genetics. In the next video I'll explain how to breed your genes.